Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased that everyone has been able to join us this morning on Zoom, our new platform, as we celebrate the Girls Inc. Eureka program at the University at Albany campus. We're so pleased that for the third time, the College of Arts and Sciences is able to serve as host and supporter of this event. Everyone's an honorary Great Dane today, and indeed, it's always a great day to be a Great Dane. Thank you to the sponsors for joining us and to the Girls Inc. staff for this wonderful and meaningful partnership. As you may know, the Girls Inc. Eureka program is a free and unique 5-year program that provides girls with a gentle introduction to STEM, personal development, sports, mentorship, and career exploration using the whole girl approach. Girls commit to the Eureka program in preparation for the next step in their education after high school. It is an instrumental program playing a critical role in the cradle to career education pipeline in New York State and in the Capital Region workforce. We're so delighted that we have been able to offer educational opportunities, especially this year, in atmospheric and environmental sciences, mathematics and statistics, psychology, physics, and choreophysics. I would like to thank these College of Arts and Sciences departments and all of our partner colleges for coming together to create such a unique, rich, and rewarding atmosphere for the girls this summer. I would especially like to thank Assistant Dean and University and the High School Director, Deborah Pravat, and faculty and staff who have devoted extensive time and efforts to pivoting to our new mode of delivery in order to create such an interesting and exciting program. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the senior leaders and individuals from other offices and colleges who supported and continue to support this great effort from the inception of this great partnership. Folks like Vice President Sheila Siri and Assistant Vice President Tamara Miner, who we thank for attending today's event and for their continued support of this program. In addition, we're all thrilled that Provost Carol Kim is here for her second time, as she started a year ago at UAlbany and spoke at the closing ceremony in our Performing Arts Center. Thank you, Provost Kim, for your continued support and time on this wonderful initiative. Most importantly, I would like us all to give a round of applause to the girls who have participated in this phenomenal program throughout the past 4 weeks. You all should be very proud of how adaptable you are during these very challenging times. Some activities now, all held in the Zoom platform that you experienced, include your choreophysics, which must have been fun and interesting through Zoom. Also, through our Department of Psychology, you were learning about such topics as workforce challenges, diversity and inclusion, and navigating careers in the job application process. I also understand you were able to virtually tour the New York State Mesonet site and created your own social media weather graphic. And the tropical cyclone forecasting challenge you did sounded like my childhood hobby growing up in South Florida. I left that climate to enjoy the snow and fun winters in upstate New York, but I'm sure that those experiences that you all shared led to notions of some very interesting careers for some of you who have the curiosity to explore and understand the science behind them. We have been delighted to assist with the Girls Inc. Eureka program's goal of engaging girls in informal STEM education through interactive activities this year, but in past years we actually hosted girls on the UAlbany campus. Both venues helped to reinforce the importance of higher education. We look forward to a lasting partnership, and we hope to welcome many of the participants to the University at Albany in the future. For those of you who are in high school, we'd like to remind you to consider participating in our University in the High School program as well, which provides a bridge to college, offering college credits to students while they are still in high school. And indeed, you are always welcome to pursue admission to the University at Albany and be part of the Great Dane family here as you follow your dreams of a college education. We encourage the Girls Inc. Eureka program participants to continue to take advantage of the many opportunities here at UAlbany. There's so much to offer. Thank you for your partnership and all the best for your next few years in the program. While we know that some of you will be returning to our Girls Inc. program perhaps next year, and others will be gaining career knowledge and confidence through internships and across the Capital District, we encourage all of you to be strong, smart, and bold. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we wish you great success in your continued careers and great success as you continue your education. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sydney Ivy, and during my 2 years at Eureka, I have learned and done way more than I would have thought. I have met new exciting people that I would have never met and have changed my life. And with the new people I've met, I've learned as much too. I learned my second dream job, forensic science, from learning that there's such thing as choreophysics. And there's way more than just being a therapist in the field of psychology, like studying the expressions of people and how it might affect your conversation, or the study of people's attention spans. But with every science I've learned, I've also learned about myself, of being confident in interpersonal skills. But yet with all the seriousness, we have fun. We went to the zoo, we had a picnic, we made slime, played with dry ice, and more. These 2 years have been the best, and I'm so sad to leave and get an internship. But I will always have memories that will stick with me forever, filled with amazing friends, amazing counselors, and amazing opportunities.
Hi, my name is Casey, and this year at Eureka was different, but still pretty interesting. One topic we did was choreophysics, where dance and physics are combined. Concepts like the pendulum, reflection, and refraction were easier to understand and remember by doing them physically. It was cool how dance can be linked to physics. Another topic we did was environmental and atmospheric sciences. Hearing from scientists that study hurricanes is super interesting. I never knew that scientists that study hurricanes flew planes right into the middle of the storm. I always thought that the planes flew around the hurricane. We also heard from a graphic designer from AccuWeather and how she does her job.
5, 6, 7, 8. We have high level walks. We reflect 90 degrees to come forward. Then we have low level crab walks. Reflect 90 degrees, same tempo. Back to standing, we do our grapevine. And then we refract at an obtuse angle at a much slower pace. From here, we spiral around. Big spiral to medium to small and quick drop roll into our pendulum. 4 bounces. 3, 4 with the arms. 2, 3, 4 with the body. 2, 3, 4. Stand up. Drop. Good. Tuck the back leg, back roll. And together. Egg roll. Suspend, release. Suspend, release. Out to arms and legs. You have the sagittal plane left side, sagittal plane other side, transverse plane upper body, transverse plane lower body, into our butterfly effect, starting with the original phrase, and then Esther would break away first, which then would make Sydney break away, which then makes Autumn break away. And placing your hands on the ground, we have centripetal force on a low level into centripetal force on a high level. Finally into our waves, going forward and back and forward and back. And the last one takes us all the way up.
My name is Molly Biseglia. This year, I interned at Mars Pharmacy in Cohoes. My supervisor was Mr. John McDonald. Mars Pharmacy is a family-owned pharmacy. Going into this internship, I just wanted to learn more about the field of pharmacy and what a pharmacist did. I helped put away orders, organize shelves, and fill prescriptions. This is the first year I had to find an internship by myself. Finding this internship taught me a lot of communication skills that I didn't already have. Through this internship, I learned a lot about pharmacy and how certain drugs interact with the body. Some drugs become potent if you eat grapefruit, and others can increase your ability of getting sunburned. Thank you, and have a great day.
Hi, my name is Autumn Renee Davis. This is my second year in Eureka. During Girls Inc., we've done a lot of experimenting, growth, and bonding. I also gained a lot of new friendships. One of my favorite topics during Eureka was chemistry in year 1 when we made ice cream out of liquid nitrogen. Before then, I had never witnessed what liquid nitrogen could do, nor had I ever seen it. That's what made it one of my favorite experiences, especially because after we got to eat it. My second favorite memory was when we went on a field trip to the hospital and got to learn new things like aromatherapy and CPR. This was a really great experience because though when you're young you learn a little bit about CPR, you never really learned how to do it properly. Aromatherapy was also very nice to learn about because before then I had never heard of it or known the effect that scent can do to people. My last topic I wanted to talk about this year is when we learned about psychology. I like this topic because we learned about simple things that humans do that you probably don't ever realize that you do. Like the fact that you give yourself more leeway and make more excuses to why you didn't do something, but if the person next to you had a reason, you are more likely to judge or be stricter about why they did or didn't do it. Being a part of Growth Inc. was a blessing because I got a lot of experiences I would have never had if I didn't come. I also would have never made a lot of lifelong friendships if it wasn't for Growth Inc. I also appreciated my counselors for helping with me with character development and growth. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Esther, and this is my second year of attending the Eureka Summer Camp program. I enjoy going there to experience and to learn new things. I especially like doing hands-on science experiments because it made me more interested in science, which was my least favorite subject in school. I also like going on field trips because it is something that I also enjoy. So, thank you Eureka for making my summer more meaningful.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Hunsinger and I interned with NAMI. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI provides support and advocacy for those with mental illness and the families of those with mental illness. It is also the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. Before starting, I was unsure how beneficial a virtual internship would be, but it exceeded my expectations. I was still able to meet new people, gain new information about what I'm interested in, and learn how to interact professionally. One of my responsibilities included doing research on mental illnesses for helping set up virtual events to keep people engaged and active with the organization during this time. One challenge was navigating through online tools. I wasn't familiar with it, but I learned and received help from my supervisor. My internship has taught me work ethic, time management, and how to communicate professionally, along with new information about mental health and careers you can have in
5, 6, 7, 8. Suspend to drop. Our pendulum, suspend to drop. And tuck roll. To vibrate, like our sound wave medium, 6, 7, 8, our longitudinal waves. Fast, medium, slow. To vibrate really quickly, like we're the solid medium. 6, 7, 8. Shemaya starts the echo. And Casey. And Maddie. To go backwards, Maddie, Casey, Shemaya. And then we start our rotation, our planetary motion into the corner to start our C waves and running forward and backwards and forwards. One last time. suspend and drop onto our backs. And come up. Yeah, great job, ladies.
My favorite parts about this internship was my interview with Judge D'Agostino. What stood out to me the most about Judge D'Agostino was when she talked about how women were treated less fairly in the courtroom compared to men. After talking to Judge D'Agostino, it really motivated me even more to actually become a lawyer like her. As Judge D'Agostino stated, back then, there were not many women taking part in the law field, but it is getting better now. I hope to help in continuing this trend and increasing the number of women in the law field. One thing I learned through this internship was how to put myself in another person's shoes and still argue their point across. Mr. Lamb assigned me as prosecutor for one of the cases, although I actually agreed with the defendant. This forced me to learn how to think from someone else's perspective and still argue for a point that I may not agree with. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to intern with this law firm and for Mr. Lamb's help along the way.
Hi, my name is Corinne Jackson. I did my internship with Kelly Mucci on mental health disorders and just mental health in general. We learned about the different stigmas and problems that mental health can cause to a person, how it can affect their everyday life and thinking and how they interpret things. And some mental health disorders that we learned about were anxiety and Alzheimer's, and how those have big effects and impact people's lives.
Hi, my name is Pragya Mayan and I'm currently going into my senior year at Columbia High School. This year, I had the amazing opportunity to work on a fundraiser for the Albany Stratton VA Medical Center. The goal of the Albany Stratton VA Medical Center is to provide the highest quality healthcare services for veterans. Since the beginning of this fundraiser, I have had a lot of questions. I wanted to know how we could easily spread the message throughout our community and where we could set up collection boxes. I started by working with Suchi to create an eye-catching flyer with critical information about the fundraiser. Since this is an ongoing project, we are currently contacting businesses in our communities. After we get permission from multiple sites, we will be able to set up collection boxes. We will also be able to post the flyers on our social medias and put them across the towns, with the addresses that the locations to donate are available. Throughout this ongoing process, I've learned that you need a lot of time and dedication to execute and organize a fundraiser. You also need a lot of leadership skills, communication skills, and commitment. Our goal is that we get as many donations as possible because I know that the hospital staff and the veterans will be very appreciative.
Hi, I'm Rashida. I'm going to be a senior at Tech Valley High School this year, and I'm interested in medicine and specifically neuroscience or neurology. So this year, my internship placement was at Dorothy Lacomb's Adult Healthcare. She is a nurse practitioner that specializes in rheumatology. So before going to the internship placement, I really didn't know what rheumatology was. I really wasn't expecting anything. But after I went, I learned so much about rheumatology, rheumatological diseases, drugs that they use, and it was really fun and amazing. So most of my responsibilities were either rooming the patients when they get there. I get them from the waiting room, get their weight, get their blood pressure, put all their information into the computer, and let Dorothy know that they're waiting for her. I also made phone calls reminding people when their appointments were and to make sure that they know when they are, and if they want to reschedule or change to a video visit because of COVID, that was possible. And some of the other things that I did was I followed Dorothy around to see how she interacted with the patients. I was also in the infusion room to see how the infusion nurse infused patients with some of the drugs there. And some challenges, I would say, were definitely understanding the topic. A lot of the times Dorothy would explain something and I really wouldn't understand it because it was way above my level. And my accomplishments would probably be how fast and quickly I picked up stuff. If I didn't understand something, I would ask and try to learn as much as I can. This internship really contributed to my growth as a person, and my responsibility has really increased. I know how to interact with patients now. I know how caring and nice a doctor, nurse practitioner, nurse, anyone in the healthcare should be like, and how they should treat patients. I really feel that it helped me understand how people should be in the healthcare field. And I learned a lot about like rheumatology and the diseases and drugs that are there in that field. And I definitely learned about how to talk and interact with patients, which I never really had experience doing before, but I definitely got that during this internship. Overall, I think I really loved the placement this year. I loved everyone there. I loved doing all the tasks that were given to me, and I had a great time.
Hello, I'm Emmy. I was interning with Girls Inc. the past 2 weeks, specifically with the Director of Development and Marketing, Tina Gleason, as well as the Director of Grants and Partnerships, Carrie Gribben. They were both very kind to me and always responded right away whenever I needed help or had questions. Before my internship started, I expected to learn more about writing, like how to write formally, which I did learn in my internship. Some of my responsibilities included turning my assignments in on time and turning in my time log and journal sheets every Friday. This internship contributed to my intellectual growth and sense of responsibility because I was given the freedom to choose how my assignments looked in the end. Most of my assignments I was responsible for how they turned out. I wasn't given a specific way to do the assignment, how the assignment was supposed to look, and I was able to decide how I wanted it to look. As for my growth, I really think about each question on my assignments that had questions on them, like the grant writing assignment. Each question I had to really think about and decide how I wanted to answer it. This internship has taught me so much. I learned about what a grant is and how to write one. I learned about different styles of writing, and as well as different styles of poetry. I also learned how to write a cover letter and a business letter. I enjoyed this internship, and I hope that next year the conditions will allow it to be in person.
Hi, my name is Preeti Shenoy, and I have participated in an online internship this year. With a few other girls, I completed research on the topic of mental health and psychology. Prior to starting, I was really excited because psychology is something I've been interested in for a long time, and I had a lot of fun going through with it. Over the course of the last month, I've read and educated myself on the science behind mental health as well as why it's so important. Psychology has so much more to it than I expected. There are so many topics within the field. Learning about this topic has not only impacted my future career goals, but it's also taught me how to manage my work during a stressful time like this pandemic. I think that it's contributed to my intellectual growth and sense of responsibility because I had to stay motivated and engaged even when I wasn't able to experience a classic on-site internship. Overall, I really enjoyed researching and learning about psychology and the vast amount of topics that it covers.
Hello, my name is Isabel Reiner. I'm a vet at Eureka summer program through Girls Inc. This summer, I got interested in psychology a little bit more. I learned that we have unconscious biasm, and we can label others more than we label ourselves. This will help me later in life to reevaluate situations better and to take a step back and try to give people the benefit of the doubt. In personal development this year, We've learned a lot of self-confidence tips that I will be using a lot later in life, and positive self-talks to give to myself later in life. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Imani Webster, and for the past 4 weeks I've been interning at Girls Inc., a program which helps girls across the United States and Canada learn about themselves and how to better themselves. When I began doing the internship, I expected to be working with people and talking about their mental illnesses. But what I actually ended up doing, due to COVID-19, was researching different types of mental illness in psychology and relaying the information I've learned back to others. The types of mental illness I have researched include anxiety disorders, depression, psychosis, personality disorders, developmental disorders, and substance abuse disorders. While doing this internship has been great for me, it was a bit challenging as I needed to learn how long it would take me to do things, what types of things I would need to do in the morning in order to best prepare myself, and how to learn to be in the same place for long periods of time. However, I was able to learn how to do all of these things, and it taught me a bit more about responsibility I keep for myself and the work that I do having an impact on others.
Hi, I'm Sash Poslias, and I interned at Barclay Damon. Barclay Damon is a law firm centered in the Northeast of New York. They practice over 30 different types of law. So going into my internship, I had pretty low expectations because of COVID, and there wasn't gonna be many people there, and I was ready for like a normal, I gained a couple things internship, but it was in person, which was really great. And when I got there was actually more people than I thought there would be, and people came in throughout the weeks to meet with me or to just one day, and I met with a bunch of different people, which I wasn't actually expecting to meet with that many people, which was great. And so some of my responsibilities at my internship were we had a checklist format where we collected the mail in the morning and in the middle of the day and at the end of the day. We cleaned the conference rooms, we checked those, we restocked the copy rooms, we checked the files, we organized things. So it changed throughout the day. It wasn't like a rigid schedule that we had to follow, but oftentimes it was the same things throughout the day. So going there, I learned a bunch of new office skills, which in the beginning was hard to remember every single step of certifying the mail, every single step of scanning, typing in the badge. It was a bit hard to remember. Luckily my supervisor was really great, and if I said oh, I don't remember, he would be like, oh, no problem, which was awesome. And so that was really great, and some of my accomplishments are being able to actually say I know these skills for sure, and being able to do these skills by myself, which is really great. So meeting with the attorneys and the lawyers and the partners, I met with I want to say 10 I guess, and so I gained a lot of new insight on colleges, law school, LSATs, a bunch of new things, and I talked to them about what they did when they were my age, what they did when they were in college and undergrad, in law school, and even further than that, which was awesome. And I gained so many new perspectives and learned so many new types of law that I didn't even know anything about. And I learned about a bunch of new programs, such as the MBA and JD program, which is to getting your master's and your juris degree at the same time. So you can spend less time on each one. So it's a 5-year instead of, it's a 3-year instead of a 5-year, which is really cool that I'm thinking of going into. And I knew when going into this that I wanted to study law and I wanted to practice law when I got older. But I didn't know what type, I didn't know where, I didn't know what that really meant. That was just kind of a saying. I was oh, I'm gonna go into law, but I didn't really know what that entailed. And now after this internship, I can say now that I want to go into business, corporate law, and I want to go to a first-tier law school. And I learned so many new things that I just wouldn't have known without this internship. Meeting with these attorneys and these people was so helpful. I learned, for instance, that my undergraduate GPA determines where I go to law school. So I have to, if I hadn't known that, maybe I wouldn't have done as well in undergraduate and I would not get into a great law school. So having known these things and these tips from these people is just really, really helpful. And it was really great, learning all these different types of laws and meeting with these great people and gaining these new connections and talking to people. Everyone there was very nice and they were very helpful and willing to help me with my future and what I wanted to do, which was really great. And the office itself is beautiful. So I really enjoyed this internship and I think it really helped me. And it was awesome that they were able to do it in person too. And they used all the COVID precautions and everything. But it was great to have it in person, to talk with people and to meet with people and gain these new skills that I can take on to my future job.
Hello, my name is Nyasha Jones and I am a senior at the Albany Academy for Girls. In previous years, I have interned at medical facilities, but due to COVID-19, it was very difficult for me to find a position in the health field. I was very unsure of what to expect for this year's internship, but I decided to explore my options with music while also learning about mental health. In addition to talking with my own music teacher at school, I was able to have a Zoom call with Jessica Dashnaw, a music teacher from the Scotia District, to learn about potential careers in music. It was especially interesting to hear about how things have changed because of coronavirus and what activities she had planned for her classes next school year. In addition to music, I've been researching and learning about mental health through a series of questions in a Google Classroom with some Eureka peers. We learned about topics such as mental disorders, the anatomy of the brain, child psychology, and developmental disorders. I enjoyed researching these topics, and I believe what I've learned will help me maintain my own mental health. I appreciate Eureka for providing me with the opportunity to learn about music and mental health during the summer.
Hi, I'm Adrian Rivera, and I'm interning at the Albany Barns. The Albany Barns was a school in the 1950s to the 1960s. And then after that, it became a gym in the 1980s to the early 90s. Mike Tyson actually was practicing boxing here in 1989 because he got in trouble twice for speeding. The barn opened up in 2014. These are the pictures of before it became the gym and when it was a school. And these are the pictures of the barn in 2014. Albany Barn is a non-profit organization that helps people who need a place to work or start up a small business at low cost. They have 2 sites, one in Albany and one in Schenectady. Here at Albany Barns, I've been here for 4 weeks, and I was doing research to help them with their co-working because of COVID-19. People can't come in and go to their workspaces as much as often as they would like because they're trying to do social distancing. So co-working is when you come together with people and bounce ideas off of each other in an environment. So I made up some comparison graphs for music rehearsal spaces and for co-working, and you guys probably already saw, but we're just comparing Albany Barn to Beehive Albany, Troy Innovation Garage, and Simon Team. Or for the music, it's Albany Barn to North Albany Studios. The first app, I used Canva for this, but first I used the program to make graphs. It was Microsoft Excel, and Canva just made it look more presentable. And when I first came, my expectations, I thought there was going to be a lot more people than there actually was most of the day. Most of the time it was usually me and Casey, but sometimes Kristen and Tim will come in. And for the first week, I made kits for kids. I made them and then they would go to the libraries and then they would go to the kids and they would get on a Zoom call to get like read books, and then Kristen would do the project that I made, and I made 3 of them. So that was my first week, and then my second week I started off with the research for the co-working and for the museum, and I also did research for a gallery, but we're not quite done with that. After that, I helped paint around here. I painted a divider and a board, and I helped repaint the stage. And after that, we're here now, and I wouldn't trade this experience for a different one. I really liked my internship. It was a learning experience, and the hardest thing I did during this internship was research. Extensive research. And there was a lot of bumps in that from people and from not having enough information from the websites. Bye.
Hi, my name is Janice Godwood, and I'm interning at the Electric City Barn, which is a makerspace and business incubator with Ms. Gloria Green. Working with her has been fun and a super good learning experience. My expectations at first was I thought it would be strict and serious. My responsibility is I make sure the spaces are organized for the members here. My challenge is I could have trusted myself a little bit more when performing certain projects. My accomplishments are I completed every project accurately and efficiently. Also, I got to be in a short film. I have seen a growth with being more organized, being able to network with others, and learning the tools to support my music goals. This internship has taught me how to be more professional, how to set up a mobile podcast studio, and to utilize people and resources to assist me and my experiences. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hello, my name is Madeline Biseglia, and I'm in my second year of the Eureka program. With my luck, I was able to go to the Albany campus last year and learn STEM hands-on with my group. For example, we went to go see the weather stations called Mazinettes. We pretended to be news broadcasters, and we even made aspirin in chemistry. I had so much fun. This year, my favorite subject was atmospheric science, where we learned about the different air pollutants and how to track a hurricane's path. Though the camp was different this year, I was still able to meet up with my friends for personal development and learn so many new things.
Hi, my name's Sophie, and this summer Eureka was able to help me learn about multiple areas of STEM and different personal development things. My favorite part was the first week where we learned about physics through choreography and movement, because the professors did a good job teaching us and having us move around despite teaching us through a screen. And my favorite PD activity was learning how to deal with conflict, because I could realize my own mistakes and I was able to learn from other people. I was able to learn a lot this summer and I enjoyed it.
Hello, my name is Maylee Urbanski. This summer I've been interning with Mr. Lamb, who is an attorney for medical malpractice at MLMIC Insurance Company. Prior to the internship, I expected to get a better understanding of law to help me in the future, as I hope to study criminal justice in college and continue in the military. During the internship with Mr. Lamb, I had the opportunity to compose arguments for mini mock trials and reach out to other attorneys to better understand the field. This internship was completely virtual, therefore, I think that the biggest challenge for me was the technical aspect. But through the technical difficulties, I think that I made multiple accomplishments. These include better understanding of law and improved communication skills.
Hello, I'm Mariah Carter. This year I was an intern at the Alliance for Positive Health, and I worked with the Real Talk team. Alliance for Positive Health has helped teens become more aware of their sexual health, mental health, and substance abuse, and many things related to that. While working with them, I help give feedback from a teen's perspective and give them feedback on activities and videos for their curriculum to help teens. I was a bit shy at first, and while in meetings I didn't talk as much, but towards the end I was really engaged. This internship showed me from an adult perspective what they want to do to help teens, and this really helped me help them to better understand what teens were thinking from a teen perspective. Overall, the experience was great. I am very happy that there are adults such as them trying to help teens and help us better ourselves. This experience helped me further discover what I might actually take on as a career later in my life.
Hello. I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to congratulate you for participating in and completing the Eureka program. I'm sorry we can't celebrate together today, but maybe we can have an in-person reunion sometime in the future. Almost exactly 1 year ago, I addressed the Eureka participants on my first day as provost at UAlbany. I was so impressed with the poster presentations and the enthusiasm about what everyone had learned during their time on campus. And as I said to the group last year, you might be wondering, what is a provost? It's just a fancy way of saying that I oversee all academics at UAlbany. The faculty, departments, and courses all report to my office. It's my job to make sure our students have an excellent academic experience that is rich with opportunities to explore their interests and to support them as they unleash their greatness on the world. You've had just a small taste of what is possible being a UAlbany student, although virtually. While we would rather work face-to-face, learning how to thrive in a remote academic environment is also really valuable. This year was a little different. I hope you're still feeling enthused and inspired about the exciting opportunities for women and girls in STEM fields. Before I became a university administrator, I was a professor and a researcher, and before that, a STEM student just like you. My field is molecular virology, which means I study viruses. Viruses like SARS-CoV-2, which causes the COVID-19 disease. I was always interested in science, and during the summers while I was in college, I had the opportunity to work at the National Institutes of Health and work in laboratories doing infectious disease research. I then went on to graduate school and studied virology and immunology and conducted research in the same area that Dr. Anthony Fauci is in. You know who Dr. Fauci is, right? He's a national expert in the study of viruses, and he's providing guidance for the country on best practices during this pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us once again just how much we need excellent STEM education. Right now, researchers around the world are in a race to discover the treatments and vaccines that could beat this virus, working with scientists like Dr. Fauci. We're all depending on these scientists to help us. And at a few years from now, you could be among the researchers who will unlock treatments, technologies, and innovations that will create a better future for people and the planet, whether it's in the medical field, engineering, or environmental science. To prepare for that future, when it comes time to choose a college, maybe some of you will come to UAlbany. Again, congratulations to each of you for being part of this excellent and impactful program. I encourage you to keep exploring, keep growing, and keep believing in yourselves. Have a great rest of the summer. Please stay safe and healthy, and stay in touch.